The Deliverance, a romance of the Virginia tobacco field by Ellen Glasgow. Ellen Glasgow was born in Richmond, Virginia. At the age of 24, she published her first work, The Descendant. With this novel, she started her literary career, encompassing 4.5 decades and comprising 20 novels. Born into an aristocratic family, she was educated at home and through her own energetic readings in philosophy, social and political theory, and European and British literature. Glasgow's strong intellect led her to a conscious channeling of her creative energies toward the making of substantial body of fiction. As she matured artistically, she wrote a series of novels that constituted a social history of her native Virginia. The Deliverance, written in 1904, is the best of her early novels. As a popular writer, Ellen Glasgow was on the bestseller lists 5 times. In 1942, she received the Pulitzer Prize for her last published novel. Her artistic recognition came when she presided over the Southern Writers' Conference of the University of Virginia. She died in her sleep at home in Richmond on November 21st, 1945. In this novel, The Deliverance, a romance of the Virginia tobacco field, Mrs. Glasgow writes about the decline of the Blake family, who had been prosperous landowners for the 200 years leading up to the Civil War. Having lived extravagantly under the assumption that their white overseer, Bill Fletcher, was handling their financial affairs honestly, and they do not become aware of their destitution shortly after the war, when the ancestral home, Blake Hall, goes to auction. The rivalry between Christopher Blake and Bill Fletcher begins when Christopher corrupts Will, Bill's grandson, so that he will never become a true gentleman. However, Christopher finds himself falling in love with Maria, Bill Fletcher's granddaughter, who ultimately foils his hatred for the Fletcher's name. The growing tension between the Blakes and the Fletchers increases as Christopher and his sisters, Cynthia and Lila, keep the truth about their financial ruin from their blind and paralyzed mother. Ellen Glasgow chose to write a social history of Virginia that directly engaged contemporary issues of race, class, and gender. This novel, The Deliverance, is the 3rd novel of the Virginia series. Mrs. Glasgow combines elements of realism and romance to depict the South's post-war struggles with an epic grandeur. She explores the escalating class conflicts within Virginia agricultural life after Reconstruction, highlighting the fall of the old aristocracy and the rise of a new order. Glasgow argues throughout the novel that the South's deliverance from its unhappy spiritual state can only come through love and acceptance, when social standing will no longer be the measure of good breeding. By contrast, both Christopher Blake and Bill Fletcher remain encumbered by the past. Fletcher can't buy character or community standing, and Christopher becomes consumed with revenge over his lost inheritance, the Blake Hall. In this way, they represent the South's resistance to a new postbellum order that is moving towards social equality. It is only after Christopher has accepted his future in the New South, finding redemption through Maria's Fletcher's love, that he can truly be happy. The literature of the American South. Thanks for watching.